Welcome on into the Josh Reese Show. I'm your host, Josh Reese, and this video is going to be another Rockets free agency breakdown. I know you haven't had enough yet, and this video will fill you in on everything that has gone down Sunday and Sunday night into Monday morning. So, before we get into that, please follow my friends over at Countryside Massage here in Conroe, Texas. They do great work. They are linked in the description below. Please, if you enjoy my content, take 3 seconds, click the description, click the link, and give them a follow on Facebook. That's all they're asking. They're supporters of mine. I am supporters of them. Please support Countryside Massage here in Conroe, Texas. But enough about that. Let's get into why you guys are watching this video. You want to know what happened to the Rockets Sunday in free agency, and some good news. Finally, the Rockets have re-signed Nene. They did not sign. They signed Nene on the first day of free agency. Hours later, they didn't agree to terms because of that the over 38 rule. And now, here, Sunday, they agreed to contract terms once again. Not for a 4-year deal. Nene is actually going to come back for 3 years and $11 million. Nene turned down 3 years, $10 million, but now with the extra million, looks like he's going to be joining the Houston Rockets once again. And it's pretty much official. He even gave a quote to Mark Berman, and you can follow Mark Berman at Mark Berman Fox 26. He always has good content. He's always talking to these guys right after they get signed. Something I would love to do, but he always beats me to the fucking punch. Love you, Mark Berman. But anyways, so this is a quote from Nene via Mark Berman on his new contract. Nene, they know what kind of player I am. They showed a lot of respect, a lot of trust. I showed a lot of trust today, and we got the deal done. So it looks like just by this, the Rockets trust Nene that he's going to be back healthy next year. Nene trusts the Rockets enough that they are going to be contenders to take a little bit of a pay cut. He might have been able to get a little bit more out there. I know me and Ben were going back and forth today about Ben Dubose, my ex-partner on the Red and Orange Report. We're going a little bit back and forth today about just how big Nene's market is. He thought it was going to be really massive. I really didn't think it was going to be that massive, but you know, he could have got probably 15, 16, 17 million or something like that. So him taking 11 million from the Rockets is a little bit trust in the organization that they are headed in the right direction. So good move for signing Nene. Still need one more center unless the Rockets really are counting on Chinanu Onuaku for next season. If not, they need another center. Maybe Dwayne Dedman, who knows, JaVale McGee, somebody they can probably find off the scrap heap that will be able to run pick and rolls just fine. Anyways, so I wanted to give, while we're talking about quotes real quick, I also wanted to give this other quote from Mark Berman he got from PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker talked to Mark Berman today. You can scroll through Mark Berman's Twitter feed and see the quotes that he gave to Mark. But I thought this one was good, and this was PJ Tucker talking about joining the Houston Rockets. So this is via Mark Berman. Here we go. PJ Tucker. It's a big move for me, a big decision. I had a bunch of interest from a lot of teams. For me, I wanted to get to a situation where I could win and I could have a significant role. Obviously, being in Toronto was my #1 option coming out. So for me to choose Houston, it was a big deal. And that's right. You know, he chose the Houston's a little bit tougher path. You know, in the East, you've got the Cavs, you've got the Raptors, and you've got the Boston Celtics. Other than that, not really much. In the West, much tougher competition. But PJ Tucker believes in the Rockets enough to come to Houston. And as I mentioned in our previous breakdown video, take a little bit of a pay cut, a lot of a pay cut. So good news for Houston Rockets fan. Looks like PJ Tucker is interested in what Daryl Morey, Mike D'Antoni, James Harden, and Chris Paul are selling. He also mentioned to Mark Berman, you can scroll through like I said, and he mentioned that Chris Paul was a big advocate or a big help in bringing PJ Tucker to Houston. Apparently, they've been friends since seven or 8 years old. It's kind of crazy. Long way they go back, apparently. Anyways, a couple more little nuggets that I want to talk about real quick. Paul Millsap is not coming to the Houston Rockets, but this is relevant because he was a target of the Houston Rockets, supposedly. But, of course, he was way out of the Rockets' pricing. But he is going to be leaving the Atlanta Hawks, and he is joining the Denver Nuggets. So, Josh, why the hell are you talking about the Denver Nuggets? And I'll tell you this, person who is watching this video. It is interesting because the Nuggets all of a sudden have so many forwards. And you have to wonder if the Nuggets are going to want to clear some more cap space. They might be willing to move one of their forwards. And the Rockets were interested in Wilson Chandler way back when. And maybe they're interested in Darrell Arthur as well. I was looking over a couple of their contract statuses, and they do fit for what the Rockets have. Wilson Chandler's making $11 million next year. Darnell Arthur is making $7 million. So all those non-guaranteed contracts that Daryl Morey acquired for the Chris Paul trade, those can get shipped to Denver for either one of these two players if the Rockets so choose. So just some interesting nuggets out there if the Rockets are interested in going that way, and the Nuggets are interested in clearing up some cap space and clearing up some playing time room for Paul Millsap as well. So that's interesting, and the Rockets are going to do something with all those non-guaranteed contracts. So it just determines, it's just what is it going to be? Who knows? But it could be this. Apparently, the Rockets might still be in on Carmelo Anthony. Apparently, there was a Woj bomb that just tweeted out, and it looks like Carmelo Anthony is willing to waive his no-trade clause in order to come to the Houston Rockets or the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is not old news. Apparently, the Rockets and Carmelo have been flirting back and forth for a while. Stephen A. Smith has mentioned that if Carmelo Anthony got bought out, he would join the Houston Rockets. But it is interesting to note that he's willing to waive his no-trade clause. Could this mean a little bit of his 8.1 trade kicker that he has, that he's be willing to knock that down as well, which would help facilitate a trade a little bit easier? Who knows? But it's interesting. It seems there is a lot of smoke to this Carmelo Anthony to Houston rumor, and where there's usually smoke, there's fire. A couple days ago, there was a report that the Knicks did a trade, Ryan Anderson for Carmelo Anthony. That was ended up vetoed by the Knicks. So I do wonder, that was just recently vetoed. What has changed? I wonder. Who knows? Maybe non-guaranteed contracts in Eric Gordon. Who knows? Maybe a first-round pick in 2020. Maybe both the Rockets' second-round picks next year. I don't know. It would be nice to know what the New York Knicks are wanting for Carmelo Anthony, but of course we're not really going to know that. But again, it is interesting to note that this is still something that's going on. I should mention as well, Chad Ochocinco, everyone knows who he is. I don't know how close he is with Carmelo Anthony, but he did tweet. Chad Ochocinco did tweet that apparently the Rockets are going to be getting Carmelo Anthony. So take that however you want to take it. This was his exact tweet. Rockets loading up heavy with Melo on the way, according to sources close to me. Take that for what it's worth. I'm not sure. But again, where there's smoke, there's fire. And while this is not like a burning house fire yet, it's certainly smoldering ashes that could start to heat up again and burn through some of the house that is trading, whatever. It was a horrible analogy. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, that's pretty much it on everything that the Rockets got through on Sunday going into Monday. So we will see what will come through the next few days. I imagine the Rockets are going to be working the phones until they figure out the magic sequence that will get Carmelo Anthony to Houston. It seems like something that is going to end up happening. Might take a 3-way trade, might take a 4-way trade, but it does seem that's something that will come to fruition eventually. But anyways, that's all I got. I appreciate you guys for giving this a watch. I've got a couple things for you to do if you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Also, give this a comment. Let me know what you think of Carmelo Anthony to Houston. Do you think that is going to be the super team that will defeat the Warriors? I'd be interested. Let me know your thoughts. Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, James Harden, front court, back court, everything. That seems like a pretty interesting team. It doesn't seem like a team that could beat the Warriors, but it seems like one that would give them a hell of a run. So leave a comment, drop me a line what you think about that. I'd love to know your thoughts as well. If you like this video and you do not subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to it and turn on notifications for whenever I drop a new video. I would appreciate that as well. If this is your first time viewing this video channel and you've never seen my happy smiley face, please follow me on Twitter at Mr. Joshua. I would appreciate it. And lastly, if you enjoyed this content, please take 2 seconds, click the link description below, and follow my friends over at Countryside Massage. Just follow them on Facebook. Give them a like. I would appreciate it. Guys, I'm going to bounce it out of here. We will come to you whenever there is late breaking news for Rockets free agency. Still got a couple more days left in this before it starts getting really boring, but this is still pretty interesting. I'm going to bounce it out here, guys. Again, thank you for giving this a watch. I will catch y'all guys later.